Hello everyone. In the series of our lectures where we are analyzing the text of the drama Macbeth, and so far we have discussed 6 scenes of Act First of this drama, and now we come to Scene 7th. So just to remind you all, the major action that took place in Scene 6th, and that is that King Duncan has reached in the castle of Macbeth, and he is very eager to meet Macbeth, and he also showed his generosity towards Lady Macbeth. So this was the major action that took place in Scene 6th, and now we start our textual analysis of Scene 7th. Now I am sharing the text of Scene 7th. Yes, so as you can see on the screen, this is Scene 7th, and the scene is set in Macbeth's castle, and the characters in these scenes are hot boys and torches enter a sewer and diverse servants. Sewer means chief waiter, and diverse means various. So enter a sewer means a chief waiter, and diverse servants means various servants with dishes and service, and pass over the stage. Then enter Macbeth. So as from this preparation we can very easily assume that this is scene of a dinner, and now Macbeth enters to the scene. Macbeth. If it were done, when it's done, then it were well, it were done quickly. So Macbeth is talking to himself, and he says that if it were done. So it here is referred to King Duncan's murder. So in this way Macbeth says that if Duncan's murder was done, if it were done means if Duncan's murder was done, when it's done, then it were well, it were done quickly. Means if Duncan's murder was done without anything to follow, then it would be good thing to do it quickly. So in this way Macbeth is thinking that if I want to murder King Duncan, then I have to perform this action quickly, and that would be good for me. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his Cersei's success, that but this blow might be the be and all and the end all here. So if the assassination means murder, so if the act of murder could trammel up the consequence, trammel up means close or achieve, if the act of murder could achieve the consequence means result. So if the assassination could trammel up the consequence means if I could perform the act of killing or murdering King Duncan, then I will surely achieve my result, and the result or the outcome of this murder would be that Macbeth would become the king of Scotland and catch with his Cersei's success. Cersei's means death. So in this way Macbeth says that if the act of murder could achieve the desired consequence and achieve the result as soon as it were done, it would be well. If this blow is final, then standing on this brink of life, I would rather run the risk of undergoing all sort of punishment. So in this way Macbeth says that but this blow with his Cersei's success, but this blow be all the end all here, but here upon this bank and shoal of time we jump the life to come. So in this way Macbeth says that to achieve this result I am ready to pay back any kind of cost. But in these cases, we still have judgment here that we but teach bloody instructions. And he says that I would rather run the risk of murdering all sort of punishment in life to come after death. But in things like these, punishment is given in the world here. Thus we place the examples of consequence of murder before others and teach them the lessons which are written upon ourselves. So but in these cases we still have judgment here that we but teach bloody instructions which being taught written to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice comments and ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. And in this way he says that thus we place the examples of consequences of murder before others and teach them the lessons which are written upon ourselves to our own lips. Here he is here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. So thus justice which deals everyone equally administers the cup of poison to our own lips, and this poison is prepared by us for others, but we are made to drink it. Duncan has come to my castle, and it is now my double duty to give him all security. The first is that I am his relation and his subject, which are strong enough to avert me from this murder. So as we can see that Macbeth is still not ready to murder King Duncan, and he says that he is in relation with King Duncan as well as he is also his subject. So these are two strong points which avert him from murdering King Duncan. As his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. And he says that secondly, I am his host and he is my guest. So this is also one of the reasons that I cannot murder King Duncan. Besides this, Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And he is also thinking that besides, Duncan has ruled so gently and modestly, he has been so clear and frank in his kingship, that his moral qualities will cry out loudly against his murder. And pity like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim host upon the slightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. And he is thinking that if I would commit this horrible act, then what will happen? Means if I will commit this crime, then the subject of this kingdom will deeply condemn his murder. Pity like a newly born baby riding the stormy wind, or like an angel flying on the invisible wings of air, shall announce the cruel deed to every person from one end of the earth to the other, and it will draw tears from every eye. The tears shall down the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other. And he says that I have no other reason except my own extreme ambition, which overleaps itself and ruins the criminal. So, in this way, we can see that Macbeth is not fully prepared to commit this cruel crime,